A British nurse has been sentenced to life in prison for murdering 7 babies in her care. Lucy Letby was found guilty of attempting to murder 6 others at the neonatal hospital unit where she worked. Letby refused to leave her cell for the sentencing. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak says that he wants to change the country's laws to stop this from happening.
I think it's cowardly that people who commit such horrendous crimes do not face their victims and hear firsthand the impact that their crimes have had on them and their families and loved ones. Now, we are looking and have been at changing the law to make sure that that happens, and that's something that we'll bring forward in due course.
Al Jazeera's Sonia Gallego has the latest from London.
There have only been 3 other women who've been handed down a whole life order. Murderers who are deemed so dangerous that the possibility of being released from prison was deemed too dangerous. Now Lucy Letby joins their ranks for the killing of 7 babies at a neonatal unit in the Countess of Chester Hospital, as well as the attempted killing of 6 others. Now, while she did not turn up to hear her sentencing in court today, the judge addressed the court and her directly as if she were there, stating that there's premeditation, calculation and cunning in your actions. Now, there were also present some dozen relatives of the victims as well, giving statements detailing the enormous distress that these families suffered. Also, what is being called into question is why did the hospital leave it so late for these deaths to be investigated? There was indeed quite a bit of contrast between how the consultants were warning the executives of the hospital of the issue, yet the executives of the hospital launched 2 inquiries initially which failed to include any forensic testing. When eventually police were called in and investigators were looked at, that's when it became obvious of the extent of Letby's input into this. Nevertheless, there are serious questions being asked and an inquiry is being put into place, but there are also calls for those executives of the hospital to be compelled to give evidence over why they left it so late to call the inquiry in. Sonia Gallego, Al Jazeera, London.